It's been pretty clear for a while now that you have 5 conservative Supreme Court justices. Well, 4 to 5. 1 left-leaning fence-sitter, 2 liberals, and 1 absolute nutjob. That's not to say that Stephen Breyer and Elena Kagan aren't also incredibly terrible at their jobs, but it is to say that Sonia Sotomayor is in a class by herself. Sotomayor recently felt the need to show off her lunacy during the oral arguments over Mississippi's abortion law, making numerous claims that ranged from outright false to pure evil. In one instance, the justice compared an unborn baby that feels pain to someone who is brain dead, and at no point did she seem to have an interest in discussing the actual legal questions being posed to the court. Yet, Sotomayor's tendency to ignore the law in favor of feeling her Nazi-like partisan duties doesn't stop with the issue of abortion. A few days back, oral arguments were being held over Joe Biden's OSHA-enforced vaccine mandates, and once again, Sotomayor stole the show. I don't mean that in a good way either. I mean that like when people stare at homeless folks having mental breakdowns on the side of intersections. Let's go over just the main absurd claim presented by Sotomayor before we get into her most recent breakdown. The whole nonsense of her claim was best summed up by Phil Kerpen in a tweet. This is just absolutely astonishing. Quote, 100,000 children in serious condition, per Sotomayor. Where do these people obtain their misinformation? The current national pandemic COVID census per HHS is 3,342, meaning most incidental. Now, the Supreme Court in many ways has been absent for the most part, as this country has transcended into the clown world we're currently living in. So the last thing we need is a highly vocal activist Supreme Court judge going off and getting addicted to the attention from her leftist heroes. But unfortunately, that's exactly what we're starting to see here. We'll go over the details of her most recent breakdown right after this quick commercial break to pay some bills. It's no secret that the liberals are waging a war on America, and in particular, Trump supporters. In fact, the reason why Biden wanted to withdraw troops before U.S. citizens from Afghanistan, that immediately led to the Taliban taking over, was simply because the Democrats rejected Trump's original negotiation plan. Due to the Democrats' relentless war on Donald Trump and everything he represents, Afghanistan has now fallen. And this is arguably the biggest embarrassment to the American military ever since the Vietnam War. Make no mistake, the Democrats and Joe Biden are against everything Donald Trump stood for, because only he put America first. As such, we can no longer stand back and watch the values that founded this great nation being trampled on any further. As a proud American in this God-fearing nation, we must stand up and fight for our president and support his stance against the Democrats. And that's why, for a limited time only, Trump supporters will be able to receive a buy one, get one free limited edition gold Unity coin. These have been flying off the shelves, so act fast. There's no telling how many are left. You can pick them up by hitting that link in the description box below. Own a piece of history for yourself before it's too late. Okay, so the usual sources of outrage are all a Twitter over the fact that Justice Sotomayor isn't a queen with the authority to demand that other justices wear government-endorsed face diapers at her behest. Apparently, the overweight and diabetic Sotomayor wants everyone around her to take extra precautions to care for her, after she didn't care for herself for her entire life, which puts her in a high-risk category for bat stew complications, of course. You see, she isn't hiring a personal trainer or going on a diet. Oh no, that would require personal responsibility. Instead, she is demanding that everyone around her wear face diapers, or she will stay in her office and Zoom into hearings. What a perfect solution. That's where she should stay. Anyone at this point, when there are vaccines and therapeutics available to deal with the bat stew, who is still demanding that you do something to keep them safe, should be given a hard no, to say the least. Justice Gorsuch has done just that and is refusing to wear a mask. Good on you, buddy. Let the hypochondriacs live a life confined inside, alone, separated from society, and ordering from Grubhub. The rest of us have shit to do. Life is a risk, Your Highness. You know, every time you get behind the wheel of a car, you have a good chance of dying in a fiery crash. Every time you shovel snow, you risk a heart attack. Every time you drive through Dunkin' Donuts and bite into that Boston cream, you're risking diabetes. And yet we drive, and we shovel, and we definitely indulge in this country. A Supreme Court justice has work to do that needs doing regardless of the risk, and since she can continue to do it from the safety of her throne or office, where she thinks an airborne virus can't travel, then leave her to it. Why is the media making a big deal about this, calling it, quote, absolutely shameful that Gorsuch won't wear a mask? Why aren't they asking the real question, which is why Justice Sotomayor won't go on a diet and start an exercise program? And let's say we take it from a more everyday common sense approach. Why the hell is it Gorsuch's problem that Sotomayor doesn't look after herself? The Libertarian Party of New Hampshire, of all places, makes a damn good point. Quote, Gorsuch's refusal to wear a mask didn't force Sotomayor to work remotely. Sotomayor can also 1. Quit, or 2. Have remotely sane risk tolerance practices. Hear, hear. The real issue here is the justice who can't be bothered to take basic care of her own health while trying to force everyone around her to make up for her long life of indulgences and risky eating. You did this to yourself, madame. Kindly shut up about it and hide in your office if it makes you feel better. But consider that perhaps your choices haven't been the greatest if you are someone who is concerned about health. Go to the gym, maybe eat some vegetables. Hell, even Justice Ginsburg had a daily session with a personal trainer. That woman was a machine. What's stopping Sotomayor from chasing after a healthy lifestyle instead of a second cheeseburger? Scott Moorfield opined, quote, if triple-vaxxed Sotomayor is still frightened, she has the freedom to wear 4 masks and a hazmat suit. It's time to stop catering to tyrannical hypochondriacs. Neil Gorsuch is a hero, unquote. Hypochondriacs need to either invest in a really good bubble or stay the hell at home. No one needs this anymore. It's time to get back to work, regardless of the risk. Like Scott Adams likes to say, come February 1, the people are done. Let's make that happen with Gorsuch leading the way. Most of this came by way of PJ Media. If you liked it, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment down below. There's a PayPal link in the description box, so please put $1 in the bucket on the way out the door. I'd like to thank everyone for all your donations. They're much needed and much appreciated. Now, with all that being said, we'll see you next time.
Come on, move. Move. Easy, easy.